Let's talk about that one thing with AI that we all feel but don't really talk about. That feeling that you're just not sure how to talk to it. If you've ever felt that pressure to get your prompts just right, well, you're in the right place. We're going to break down a really simple, powerful way to think about prompting that actually gets you better results and with a whole lot less stress.
So, does using AI sometimes feel way harder than it's supposed to? Yeah, you are so not alone in feeling that. It's like there's this secret expectation that we should all just magically become prompt engineers overnight. And if your first try isn't perfect, you must be doing it wrong. But what if that whole idea is just wrong?
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? AI didn't show up with a nice, neat instruction manual. It kind of just exploded into our lives. So if you feel a little overwhelmed or like you're playing catch-up, that's not on you. That's a totally normal reaction to all of this. Okay, so let's dig into that pressure. This feeling that you have to be some kind of genius just to get the AI to understand you. We need to completely reframe what prompting even is.
This right here, this is the big mindset shift. The myth is that a prompt is like a line of code, a technical command that has to be absolutely perfect the first time. But the reality? It's so much more human than that. It's just a conversation, a back and forth where you work together to get to the right answer. And this is so important to get. That moment of frustration when your prompt doesn't land, that's not a failure. That's not a stop sign. It's actually a sign that you're in the middle of teaching the AI what you need. That feeling is the learning process. It's working.
Okay, so if it's a conversation, what does that actually look like in practice? It means you're allowed to ask for help. And yep, you can even ask the AI itself for help. This is all about giving yourself permission to just collaborate.
Which brings us to the question I know a lot of people are thinking, maybe even a little quietly to themselves. Does it count as cheating? Is it a sign you don't get it if you ask the AI to help you write a better prompt?
The answer is simple. Not only is it okay, it's essential. It is one of the most powerful skills you can build right now. You are literally using the tool to teach you how to use the tool better. It's the fastest way to learn. I mean, you are explicitly allowed to say things like, hey, help me write a better prompt for this, or ask me some clarifying questions so you understand my goal. Just doing that turns what feels like a guessing game into a real dialogue. This isn't weakness, it's smart collaboration. And this idea, it's a total game changer. This isn't about finding a sneaky shortcut. It's about developing a fundamental skill for right now. You know, it's just like how we all had to learn how to get good at using a search engine. This is the new literacy.
So what does this actually look like day to day? It means you have to embrace that this is an iterative process. The goal isn't to be perfect on the first try. The goal is just to get a little bit clearer with every step.
The process is actually this simple. Think of your first prompt as just a rough draft. It's a starting point. The AI gives you its first shot back, and then you refine it. You get to say, that's not quite right, or let's try that again, but this time focus more on this part. You're the director guiding the conversation.
And that is the whole game, right there. All that pressure to nail it on the first try, it's totally made up. The real skill is in the refinement. It's in your ability to add a little more context, to steer the conversation until the output is exactly what you had in your head.
Now, let's zoom out for a second. This whole back and forth process is great for one-off tasks. But what happens when you get tired of having the same conversation over and over and over again? Well, that's when you graduate from writing prompts to building simple systems.
You know that feeling, right? When you open a fresh chat window and you have to explain who you are, what you do, and the tone you use again? That's the limit of one-off prompting. It just doesn't scale. The real power comes when you create systems that actually remember who you are. So when we say systems, what do we even mean? Well, one of the easiest and most powerful ways to do this is to create something called an agent. And it's not some complicated tech thing. An agent is just an AI that you've personally trained with your preferences, your role, and your unique way of thinking. It's an AI that remembers you. And I want you to really hear this part. An agent is not here to replace you. An agent is here to remember you. It remembers your standards, your voice, your context. And that frees you up to do the actual thinking work. So when you start to connect all these dots, when you see prompting as a conversation, when you give yourself permission to collaborate with the AI, and when you build systems that remember you, something really cool happens. You realize you're doing it right. And the change you'll feel, it's immediate. There's way less friction because you're not fighting the tool anymore. You're not always starting from scratch. Your results get so much more consistent.
And because of all that, your confidence just grows way, way faster. It's simple. The more the AI gets how you work, the less effort it takes to use it. And that brings us to this final grounding idea. All that pressure we talked about in the beginning, that feeling that you need to use some fancy jargon to get good results, it's all a distraction. You don't need to sound smart to use AI well. You just have to be honest and clear about what you're trying to accomplish.
Which leads us to the only thing that really matters. If being honest about your goal helps the AI get you there, if you're using this thing to sharpen your ideas and get your work done, then you are absolutely 100% doing it right, period.